Hey there and welcome to my tutorial. My name is Marianne, and if you hang out with me for the next few minutes, I will show you how to place a background image into PowerPoint using 3 different and simple methods. Okay, so for the very first method I'm going to show you is the obvious one, which is to insert your picture on a slide. But I can also show you a couple little tricks to make it look and work a little bit easier than just inserting a picture on a slide. So what we're going to do first is go up to your ribbon here and go to Insert, Pictures. It'll bring up your dialog box where you have to find your pictures, know where they are. And mine is, I'm going to use this one called Boston, which is a lovely skyline of Boston, my hometown. You can see where I live over here. But anyway, besides that, so now you kind of see that this picture is more square than widescreen. You can tell that my slide is widescreen. To use this method of cropping, you need to know what your aspect ratio is of your slide. If you don't know what that is, go over up here again, go back to your ribbon and go to Design. Over here is a little thing that says Slide Size. So just click your down arrow. See it says widescreen 16:9. Good information. So now we go back to your Format Picture Tools. Go to the crop, and you see the crop also has a down arrow, and choose aspect ratio 16:9. So now you see you've got your cropping tools all around the picture, and what's going to happen is that this area in gray and this area in gray are going to go away if I were to crop it the way that they have it right now. But I want a little bit of a different effect. I like the look of the water and having the skyline shift up and less of the sky. So what I'm going to do is hold my shift key down, which will keep the picture steady. Now if you wanted to move it left to right, the picture won't go up and down. If you wanted to move the picture up and down like I do, it won't move it left to right. It's very handy. So I'm going to hold my shift key down and slide my picture up till it snaps to the bottom of that crop. So now that's what your picture is going to look like. All that gray area is going to go away, which is the sky, and I'm going to have this nice gradient tonal of the Charles River here. So I click out, and boom, you get this picture. Now, this is the right aspect ratio, but obviously it is not the right size. We need it to be big and fill the page. So what you're going to do now is click your picture again, which brings up automatically your picture tools. So I find this to be a very easy method. I've done this like 20 times now, practicing this video. Go to Align. Make sure your Align to Slide is selected. So now I'm going to go Align Middle, which will bring it to the middle of the page. Align Center, which will bring it to the center of the page. It was just a slight adjustment there. So now what you're going to do after that is see these corner handlebars? Now if you just were to pull them left to right, it will stretch it left to right. It will, stretch it proportionately instead of, like if I stretch it this way, it's going to do this weird stretching. If I do it this way, it's going to do weird stretching. But if I do it this way, it's going to stretch it, yes, correctly. But here's a little trick comes in play. Hit your Control and Shift at the same time. Control, Shift key, and then drag it. And see how it's stretching it left to right, top to bottom, and centering it all at the same time? Isn't that wonderful? Let go. Whoops, I didn't quite do it again. I didn't get it. I let go too soon. So there you go. All you need to do now is go up to your send backward. You don't want to do send backward because it's only going to send it backward one step. You choose send to back to send it all the way to the back. Now you have your text on the page and your picture behind it all. Now this could be problematic. A slight nuisance is that if you have a lot of things on the slide that you need to edit, you could by accident catch this picture and then drag it off the page, because it's not locked in place and it's live on your slide. It's a slight nuisance. But if you're only going to have a little bit of text, it really doesn't matter. But the other thing that's missing, if you notice, is this logo down here. There's no logo. You can't see it because that logo is on the slide master. Now that could not be a problem, or it could be a problem. It really depends on what you want. Logos and things that are on slide master could be getting in the way of your presentation, but you might want to see it like page numbers as well. So you might want to use one of the other two methods I'm going to show you next. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do for the next one, the next method I'm going to show you is I'm just going to copy this picture now since I've already cropped it and we've got it here already. You're going to hit copy, and what I'm going to do is the next slide. I'm going to show you how to set your picture as a background image. So what you want to do is go to your design ribbon up here and choose format background. Now here you can choose your solid fill, a gradient fill, pattern fill. You can choose your or picture or texture fill. Now here you have some choices. You can go online, you can use your files that you might have saved somewhere, you can also use a texture from Microsoft that they provided, but there's this little button called clipboard, so all I have to do is choose that. Now I have my Boston image set in my background. Like, you can see the logo, you can see everything from the master on my page, and the picture is now unable, you can't move it around. You can move the text around obviously, but not the picture. What this is also nice is, say you're the photographer or you've paid for this image like I did from Shutterstock. If I were to share this PowerPoint presentation now, it's a little bit harder for them to get at this picture, if at all possible. I've never been able to get a background picture when someone sent me a PowerPoint presentation and it's been set as the background image. So it protects your intellectual property a little bit here. That may not be an issue, may not be something you're concerned about, but if it is something you're concerned about, this is a nice little protection. Now, if you want to make this slide, this picture slide, as something you can repeat throughout, so you're going to have a huge presentation with like 60 slides, and you need roadmap slides, or you need slides that introduce each speaker, you're going to want to set the picture as a layout, and I'll show you how to do that next. Alright, so for this one, we're going to take all of those methods that we just used and apply it to a slide master layout so that you have a layout that you can call upon later on. To get to your slide master, go up to your ribbon, go to view, and right here it says slide master. Now when you get to your slide master, you're going to see all of these slides up here. This top level one will, if you make any changes to this, it will apply to anything below it. We've been working on this style throughout the presentation, this which is just your title and content holder for text and so on. But I don't really want to make changes to this slide because I want to have a blank content slide, but I want a new content slide with a picture in the background. So all I need to do is duplicate this. Right click on the slide, the thumbnail, duplicate layout. You have the exact same thing we've been working on, but a new one. So you can rename it. You don't have to rename it, but I like to rename it to keep things organized. Rename, and to get the picture into the background, you're going to use any sort of method that we've done before, inserting your picture or actually putting it into the background. So I'm going to do that way. I'm going to go to background styles, format background, and you're going to get your menu up over here. And it says picture texture fill. I still have it on the clipboard, so I'm going to hit clipboard. And now I have my picture in the background with all the master slide elements over it, including my logo. So now you just close your master view, and to apply it to your slide, right click, layout, title and picture content. Title and content pick is what I called it. Call it whatever you want. But when you go to insert a new slide, it's going to keep that layout. It's going to keep that layout until you change it, which is easy enough. Just once again, hit layout and choose title and content. So that is how to insert a picture into your background in PowerPoint 3 different ways. I hope that was helpful for you. I'm sure there's many other ways you could do this, as there's always in PowerPoint and any sort of Microsoft Office products. But that is the 3 ways I think is probably the most helpful. Hey everyone, this is Marianne of Short Snappy Tutorials. If you liked that video or found it helpful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content, please subscribe and leave any requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching.